heart and soul of the game is at the Boxing Voice. Ain't no other site in the game could see the Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com, live here with world-renowned trainer Virgil Hunter, coming into a big fight Friday night, Amir versus Chris Algeiri. This is going to be a battle not only for Amir but for yourself. You're going to be going up some world-class opposition when it comes to trainers and John David Jackson. Do you welcome the competition?
Well, I think you get into the sport for the competition. Most certainly, John David is a renowned trainer. He's proven it. He's proven that he understands the game as a participant as well as a mentor and a tutor. So it's a privilege and an honor to go up against him.
I consider you sort of a thinker. Obviously, you slow your fighters down. You have them make more calculated decisions in the ring. When the cameras are on for these lights out series, or in the past 24/7s, all access, whatever the case may be, and they're watching Virgil Hunter teach, how much of that is your true teachings that we get to see on television?
I'm trying to follow. You mean how much is it for the camera, or how much?
No, how much of what we get to see on TV of you actually, you know, when you're in the ring with Ward or Amir Khan, how much of that is your actual teaching and not propaganda for the camera? Meaning, can we, whatever we see, is that really what you want your fighter to do in the ring?
Well, I don't think I would send a man to war and when he need an AK-47 to tell him to fire a 38. So, I mean, I would be failing the fighter. So I never even gave that any thought. You know, after a while, you understand what boxing brings, but you still have to stay focused on what you do. So, and without a doubt, I mean, propaganda is really, I just learned that word from you today.
Well, I just wanted to ask because you know your opponent is looking. So if you're giving out what you actually want to happen on fight night, maybe they can pick up on that advantage. So I don't know if you turn things around. And the reason that I truly bring it up is because when I interviewed John David Jackson earlier today, he said that he's seen some of the clips from Lights Out, and he's seen that, in his opinion, again, and obviously the video will be up and you'll hear it yourself, but he says that he's seen you showing Amir Khan to do certain things that he felt in his mind were wrong, and he said, yes, this is good, we got him, they're already making mistakes. So I just wanted to know beforehand how much of that is really your teachings, and can a guy like John David Jackson take something out of a short 15-minute clip?
Well, there was a piece of footage in there that I was upset about that I didn't think they should have showed. But so far, John David is 0-1 against me, so I don't know what he saw, but we all see things. It's not what he sees and what I see is what the fighter sees. And also, if I see something and the fighter can't do it, what difference does it make anyway? You know, I might see something to go on, but the fighter has to be able to do it. He has to be able to see it. It's not what the coach sees. The fighter has to see it. And then you have to give him that vision and unfold. But with all these things going on in that ring, you can't wait around to see something. He'll go back to who he always been. It's been too short time for Algeiri and David Jackson.
A lot of people say that when you're in the ring and you get hit, you resort to what you know. But I think that may be slightly different in your and Amir Khan's case, because he's been hit now. You guys have been together for some time, and seems like you've changed him. You know, he was a guy that would, you know, throw a lot of punches and dart in and out, but wouldn't really take his time and patience to really show the skills that he has. And now, with each passing fight, he's kind of dominating these guys. The Luis Collazo fight was one-sided. The Devin Alexander fight was one-sided. And outside of the drop, you know, the knockdown in the whole Julio Diaz fight, it was pretty much maybe, you know, 2 rounds to Julio Diaz. So he's been doing very well under your tutelage. Would you say that yourself, or do you feel that there's still more you can get out of Amir Khan?
Well, you're right. There's a lot more that he has to offer. I mean, you know, when you're given his kind of gifts, you should really set the bar high. You know, they have this saying, you can't teach your old dog new tricks. Well, I wasn't trying to teach him any tricks. I was just trying to renew his mind and open up a vision for him. And I think that when you get a fighter like Amir Khan or any other fighter, you know, you have to give them the vision first. And once they see the vision, then they understand the philosophy behind it, and then you'll find out that they were already able to do that. So I think that's where you can see the progression. He's slowing it up. Once you find out his personality, his his tendencies. He does everything fast. He walks fast. He runs fast. He doesn't do anything slow. So once you find out his anxiousness, what makes him tick, then you address those issues. If you address that, then you address a lot of things. If I address his tendency to just rush, and I'm able to slow him down, and the things that he's doing, he was already capable of doing them. So it's like a basketball player, he can get to the hole too fast, to the basket too fast. He got there, but he missed the basket. But when they go to the basket just right in time, and they put the ball through the hoop. So it was just a matter of getting upstairs and not trying to change him into new tricks or anything like that.
Do you see anything wrong with Amir Khan's ambitious nature? He usually gets called out on it a lot because he's been in big fights, but thinking of the even bigger fight beforehand, and he's come up short a few times, but he's always gotten up. But do you think that his ambition could be the death of him, maybe? Because he's not focusing, let's say, on this fight. We're assuming he's going to focus on Chris Algeiri, but he's all over the media. Amir Khan, Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Mayweather. He feels he's the guy that can beat those guys. But should he be worrying about Chris Algeiri first? Again, is that ambition going to be his undoing?
Well, I can honestly say that his focus is on Chris Algeiri. He hasn't went to anyone and brought these issues up. They usually stick a microphone in his face and ask him these questions. And his nature, by nature, he's a very polite young man. So he's going to answer your question, but he's been schooled a long time ago not to put one foot in front of the other until it's time. So what someone might perceive at this point as him being ambitious is actually should be rephrased as just simply being polite, because he understands, and I wouldn't allow it in the first place, but the press being the press, or whoever they are, whoever's masquerading as the press or whatever, they stick a microphone in his face and they ask him the Mayweather questions, the Pacquiao questions, and things like that. They do it with everybody. I don't see no fighter exempt from that. Who do you want to fight? After a while, unless they're creative, like you or somebody, they tend to get redundant. They ask the same thing over and over and piggyback off each other. So it just comes with the territory. But as long as I know he's focused on Chris Algeiri, because every fight, as I explained to him, is a dangerous fight. It don't take but one moment for you to lose a fight. So I'm confident he's focused on Chris Algeiri.